I'm Mrs. Altendorf, your principal. Welcome everyone to the 2021 school year. As you know, things will be different this year, but our hope is this video will help us learn the new procedures for Millbrook so that we can help keep everyone safe. Regardless of what this school year is going to look like, we are excited to see you and we know that you're going to have a great year.
Parents need to complete a daily health check of students prior to sending them to school using the below daily symptom checklist. Does your student have a fever 100 degrees or higher, or a sense of having a fever? Does your student have gastrointestinal issues such as diarrhea or indigestion? A cough, shortness of breath, chills, a sore throat, or muscle aches that cannot be attributed to another health condition or specific activity? If an individual answers yes to any of the screening questions before arriving, they should stay home and not enter the building.
Welcome to Millbrook. May I help you? Hello Pioneers, my name is Mr. Niedrich. If you need to request an appointment with your counselor, you can do so this year through our Counseling Google Classroom page. We are trying not to pull students from classes this year to maximize your in-school time with teachers. However, we will take emergency appointments, but for the most part, we would like to pull you from your trail time. If you need a schedule change for any reason, please be sure to communicate with us by Tuesday, September 29th. Have a good year.
Good morning and welcome to Millbrook. I'm Mrs. Sumner, the bookkeeper. For any class fees, your payments are due by October the 30th, 2020. Students are encouraged to pay through My School Bucks, but you can also bring a check made payable to Millbrook High School or cash to room 4 in the office. Have a wonderful year here at Millbrook.
I'm Mr. Glasscock, Assistant Principal. Parents and guardians reporting an absence, tardy, or early dismissal should complete the Millbrook Report and Absence form, which can be found on our school website under Quick Links. Parents and guardians may also call an absence into the school attendance office. Turn any doctor's or court notes in at the attendance office on your next day in the building.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Rondell, one of the assistant principals here. With textbooks, calculators, and your Chromebook, remember to take care of them this school year. You're responsible for any damages or losses. Go Pioneers!
Hey, I'm Mr. Lewis. I'm the instructional technology coach here at Millbrook High School. Go Pioneers! Students and parents are encouraged to check Tyler 360 for grades and weekly teacher announcements, which will be sent each Wednesday. These announcements will have information on upcoming class topics, due dates, assignments, and assessments. Students, come see me in the Pioneer Innovation Lab if you need help getting logged on. Parents, be sure to contact the counseling office if you need access to Tyler 360. Since this is how teachers will communicate with you this year, make sure we have your most recent email address too.
Hi guys, it's Mrs. Tanis, your school nurse here at Millbrook. How are you? If you need medications during the course of the day, I've got two forms, one for prescription and one for over-the-counter. So if you need to take Tylenol or for a headache or whatever, this is the over-the-counter form, and this is the one for all prescription medications, and actually all including your EpiPens and whatever other kind of emergency medication you need here at school. If your parents don't have these, they're actually on the Frederick County website and you can actually print them off. I need one of these forms if you need medication here before I can actually give it to you while you're in school. I'm in the office, and if you need something, you can just stop by and I can give you the forms if you forget them. See ya.
We want you to have a successful year here at Millbrook, and we encourage you to make good choices while being respectful, responsible, and positively involved. Please know that if you make poor choices, there are consequences. Please refer to the Code of Student Conduct Policy number 402 for detailed expectations and consequences. Human Rights Reminder: cite Harassment Policies 429 and Human Rights Policy 218. Let it be known and understood clearly by all members of this school system that the philosophy of the system is that we are all members of the same family, the human family, and as such, are each to be accorded respect, fairness, and equal treatment. We are not educated members of this school family until we understand that we are all to honor and respect each other and the differences we represent. It is important that each student in this system come to school and enjoy freedom from intimidation or discrimination by threat, force, violence, or harassment. Any treatment of another in this school family that is not in accord with this standard is not acceptable and will be dealt with pursuant to prescribed standards for student conduct. Kindness to others matters. Dress code. Habits of proper dress are of major importance in establishing patterns of school and social behavior as well as health and safety. All students are encouraged to dress in a manner that displays reasonableness of fashion, decency, and refrains from extremes. If there are any doubts about what should be worn, students shall check with their school principal or principal's designee, who is responsible for determining appropriateness of dress. Any clothing or accessories judged to be disruptive to the learning environment are prohibited. Students not complying with the dress code will be asked to take appropriate action, including, but not limited to, covering clothing that does not comply or changing clothes. Repeated infractions of the dress code may result in disciplinary action. Enforcement must be reasonably discreet and equitable in implementation. Students are responsible for complying with the dress code during school hours and school-sponsored activities. Staff is responsible for communicating and equitably enforcing the dress code during school hours and school-sponsored activities. Parents and guardians are responsible for ensuring students comply with the dress code. Parents and guardians of students requiring accommodation for religious beliefs, medical conditions, or other factors should contact the school principal or principal's designee. The Millbrook High School Standards of Dress. Number 1. Clothing shall cover all undergarments, the midriff, cleavage, back, and private areas. Additionally, sheer and/or see-through clothing that exposes these areas is prohibited. 2. Students shall not wear hats, hoods, bandana-type headbands, or sunglasses. 3. Clothing shall be free from language that is profane or images that depict, advertise, or advocate illegal, violent, or lewd conduct. Clothing shall be free from images depicting drugs, drug paraphernalia, alcohol, tobacco, marijuana, or other controlled substances. Gang attire is also prohibited. 4. Clothing, including head coverings worn for religious purposes as a matter of safety, medical condition, or in connection with a school-sponsored program, activity, or event, is permitted. 5. Schools may require specific dress for certain instructional activities, including, but not limited to, career and technical education courses, driver training, science laboratories, and physical education. 6. Pants or slacks must be worn so that the entire waistband is above the top of the hip bone. 7. Skirts and shorts shall be mid-thigh length. Holes and shredding shall be below mid-thigh on skirts, shorts, and pants. Tops shall have straps that are 1 inch or greater in width. Exceptions. The school principal may allow exceptions to the dress code for purposes including, but not limited to, School Spirit Day, other like celebrations, or for special circumstances as deemed appropriate. The school principal may prohibit any items of dress deemed to be disruptive to the educational environment. Frederick County Schools reopening plan states, students in grades 2 through 12 will be required to wear a cloth face covering. Students who have difficulty breathing or a medical condition may request an alternative to the cloth face mask requirement from their school principal. Students in pre-K through first grade are strongly encouraged to wear a cloth face covering. Students who fail to comply with the cloth face covering requirements as outlined above will be transferred to the distance learning mode of instruction through the end of the first semester. Appeals of the school principal's denial of a request for an alternative to the cloth face mask requirement may be submitted in writing to the division hearing officer. Protocols to safely provide students and staff members with the opportunity to have breaks from wearing a face covering during the school day will be developed and implemented by each school. Employees are required to wear face masks except when in a private office, physically distant, and not in common areas.
As you go through this year, remember to develop respectful relationships and get involved. Go Pioneers!